this evening. Welcome to Bookophilia. Right. My name is Rashid Miller. I'm the marketing manager here. The members of my team present are Kai, who's by the cash register, and Anise, she's by the cafe. Right. If you need anything at all tonight, relating to the store, any information, anything, just let us know. We want your stay here to be as comfortable as possible. Right. Welcome again, not only to Bookophilia, but to something that we hope can develop into a continuous session here at Bookophilia. We have an entire section dedicated to motivational material, and we know that there is a need to stay motivated. There's a need to stay on track. There's a need to do better, right, in everyone's life. So we definitely want this to blossom into something that is continuous, something that will bring in persons to learn from each other and to learn from experts, right? So yes, we hope that today will be informative, today will be fun, today will be exactly what you need, right? Again, if there are any questions, just let us know. Welcome to Bookophilia. Thanks for showing up. Thanks.
Right. My name is Leahcim, Semaj, and I've never been one who is impressed by quantity. I've always, when I do market research, I work with small samples. And there's a wonderful phrase that we use when you're sampling, is that if you have a pot of soup, you don't have to drink the whole pot of soup to find out the taste. If you stir it correctly, 1 teaspoon will give you all you need to know. Also, if you notice that throughout history, there are not too many things that it's the majority of the people that got it. It's always 1 or 2, and then later on down the road, there's a classic situation where persons were given choice, and they asked, who do you want, Jesus or Barabbas? And they said, give us Barabbas. Now I'm not too sure how much of history is written in the name of Barabbas, so that, they weren't exactly correct. So we do believe that you start exactly where you are, with what you have, and that's just to make things work. The concept of New Year's resolution is a fairly universal phenomenon. There are certain temporal realities that trigger options in people. And I think New Year's and birthday are probably the 2 most powerful ones. You get to your birthday, all right? By my next birthday. Months and weeks have some of that too, but the whole issue of New Year's is probably the most important. And it's almost universal. Many people use it as the time. Some just give up, because January is a great month for the people that you're sticking to it. If you notice that in the month of January, many gyms have all kinds of packages. If you sign up for this and you sign, and everybody sign up. And they know, and the packages the price is great, because can you imagine if all the people who signed up for the gym actually turned up, but they know it's not going to happen. So I want to propose to you a kind of different approach to this phenomenon. And I say these things based on where I am and how I approach reality. Right? Now, there are 7 steps in this process, as I see that. The first is I call it the preamble to your New Year's resolution. It may be a good thing to start by doing some cutting and editing and deleting some aspects of your life from last year. Cut, edit, delete. Some people shouldn't be brought forward into the new year at all. Some concepts, some things, it's an excellent time that you just leave it behind in the last year. Right? Maybe even necessary to reformat the hard drive. Because sometimes you delete certain things still there, to haunt you. Just reformat. So it means maybe you need to just even change your location completely. They were saying that you can't do much about the people who are around you, but you can choose the people who you are around. So maybe you're the one that you have to move. There are some people also that you need to forgive, because even just what happened last year and the year before and so on, and the pain, and that's a wonderful book by T.D. Jakes here, Let It Go, Forgive So You Can Be Forgiven. I think that's a concept many people don't fully understand. The best reason that I've heard, as an insight for forgiveness is very simple. It says that holding on to hurt is akin to drinking poison. while hoping that other person dies. Because the hurt is poison in your system, it's toxic. So if you don't let it go, you don't give yourself a chance to heal. Now, forgive don't so mean you must forget. Because that can be problematic because you put yourself in the same situation again. So that the first thing you do at the beginning of this process is there's a interesting combination, contrast between holding on and letting go. Holding on and letting go. And it's how do you forgive, how do you forget, how do you move on, how do you delete certain things. In this world, it's not what we take up, but what we give up that make us rich. What you give up is always the issue of giving up some things. And I've always used the archer as a metaphor for this process. The archer sets up for the kill by pulling back and holding the bow. But the accuracy of the shot is determined by knowing just when to let it go. Both sides are important. The holding and the let it go. But it's not the strength of holding, it's knowing when to let go. Timing your letting go. Holding on to anything is like holding on to your breath, says Deepak Chopra. You will suffocate. The only way to get anything in the physical universe is by letting go of it. Let go and to be yours forever. Sounds a little frightening. It's by letting go that you actually hold on to something. Because it now, by you holding on to it, it owns you. It's holding you. When you let it go, you still have it. So there's a Zen proverb that wraps this up beautifully. It says that knowledge is learning something new every day. Wisdom is letting go of something every day. Because as you grow, you learn something and you used to believe that, you used to hold on to that. A lot of people just don't know how to let go, or when to let go, or why to let go. Maturity means that you know how to mix the past, the present, and the future. So with the letting go process and so on, I propose a 5-3-2 formation. 50% of your time you spend shaping the future. That's the 5. The 30%, perfecting the present, where you are now. The 2, reviewing and learning from the past. So that's why the beginning of the year is critical, because you have that whole vast reality ahead of you. Using the present to perfect it, and then what we need to draw from the past. Remember, we're going to let go as much of it as possible. You cannot safely go forward by spending all of your time viewing life through the rearview mirror. You may crash. Alright, so that's a preamble. We start with that, the letting go. The letting go. The letting go. So you're ready to move forward. Step 2. You want to start with a bold vision. Again, this word vision is such a powerful word. Without a vision, you perish. That vision is that bold, long stretch, and we just need a 1-year vision, because we do this 1 year at a time. It's almost what are the things that you'd like to look back on 2014 and says, mission accomplished. And too many times the kind of things and the way you approach it. Now, I'm going to propose a totally different way. I'm going to propose that you use 2 spiritual principles, and I call this whole thing a cosmic approach. Because cosmic, the universe, the universal, by default, a spiritual. We're connected to the laws of the universe. We want to use 2 laws to anchor how we make our resolution. One is the principle of karma, which we're all familiar with, very common. But how about the principle of dharma? That's less familiar. So let's take the dharma first. Dharma says that you seek your highest self. You discover your unique talents. You ask yourself, how am I best suited to serve humanity? How can I use my unique talents and serve others? What are my unique, special talents as a human being that I bring to the place? The proposal behind the Dharma is that if you identify those unique talents and you use them, it provides you with bliss and abundance. Goes further, if everybody did that, the universe would be an incredible place. So I'm saying now, the first principle, the first choice, the first issue of selecting a resolution connected with your Dharma what about how close am I to that unique and special person that I know I am? It can be some physical aspect of you, it can be some mental or some social or some, the Dharma, you have some sense of it. What is it about you? Whenever I ask people questions about, if you had 26 hours in the day, what do you spend your time doing? The other 22. Inevitably, the answers are the same. And the way they get to that answer is not by answering my question. The question they pose to themselves, what are the areas of my life that I know I am neglected, that I need to do something about? So we all have a sense of what our Dharma is, what our special, unique talents, that if we were to use them, one suggestion is, the ultimate thing in life, is to get somebody to pay you for your Dharma. Because you're going to get the pleasure from it. And then to get dollars on top of it. So I'm saying the first issue that you choose in your resolution is to do with your Dharma. What about you is special, unique, and just need some fine-tuning, some directive. So you see, we go on past things like I want to lose weight, that may be part of the Dharma, because you know that you have this special person inside of you. It may be about, I'm going to go back to school, but connected to your Dharma. The second aspect of it is what we talk about, karma. Now, we're going to use karma in its unique and special way now in choosing the other elements that you wish for the resolution. What is karma? You ask, what is it I wish to give? Remember with the Dharma, you're asking, what do I wish to do and to be? With the karma, what do I wish to give? So that there must be a giving aspect of the resolution. That's simple. Every action generates a force of energy that returns to us in like kind. Choosing actions that bring happiness and success to others ensure a flow of happiness and success to you. So we say now choose something for others. No element, no, I would like, what do I wish to do for my country, for my family, for my business associate, for my friends, for my partner, and in an incredible way, in doing these things for them, in as much as you do unto others, it comes back to you. One of the Christmas songs I hate the most of all of them is the one, Christmas I come warm and loud. There's so many people at Christmas, it's about getting. Where I give me. That was about giving. Because it is in giving that you receive. So, how do we go about it? I'm saying two things. Resolution, one, must be anchored in becoming the best you possible. Any element of it can't just be one element of it. What is it? What is it you wish to be that you are not yet? Resolution part two, what do you wish to give? So there's so many things about I'd like to get this and get that and get that and get this. But if you start by giving you get. So for example, if you say for example you're in business and you say, well listen, I would like to give my customers the best experience possible in da. You realize in giving the best experience to your customers, what happens? You grow your business. You make more profit. But if you say, well then, I just want to pursue profit, that does not connect with the universe. The universe doesn't know how to do that. But you tell the universe, I am going to give my customers, I am going to give my family, I am going to give my nation. And in giving, it connects back to you. So we're on way beyond the trivial things that people, we're talking about things that connect you immediately with the universe, becoming the best that you are and giving. Because that's basically how the universe helps you out. Step 3, you now draw on the other universal law, the law of attraction. You create your vision board. Vision boards can be directly created in terms of you put pictures on where you want to be, what you wish to do and all of that. or it can be just words. And how many times, somebody, you pass by a big ad for a new development. What that ad on that board is a vision board, but the place not developed as yet. And when you're seeing all the amenities and all this, it's like, goodness, and it starts triggering your desires. I have had numerous experiences at different times in my life when my vision board in various forms. Where I live now was something I put on a vision board years before. And I drew a line on a map exactly where. And a friend of mine called me and said, listen, I see your house advertised for sale. Well, I call it my house because that house is exactly where I had envisioned. I had created vision board with how I want a design of a particular place to be, and the place manifested just as I had designed. The thing about the law of attraction, it has a physiological component to it. We have in our brain a concept known as the reticular activating system that it processes all your thoughts and wishes and desires, and you program it. You know how? By the things you focus on. So why do you think some people's lives are full of crosses? Because what they focus on, why not now happen, not now go on for me, appear problems. So your reticular activating system, it finds all the problems and bring them to you. What if you were to program your reticular activating system, we call it RAS for short, in things about happiness and abundance and prosperity and strength, it shows you where it exists. If somebody's in this room now and into cars, even above my voice and everything, if an evolution 8 passed, they would know immediately. Your ears just prick up because the RAS programs it. If a mother, her baby's in the next room, we're talking and there's music, she just said, just a minute, because guess what? She heard her baby cry. Nobody else heard it. But the RAS programs the brain to bring to your attention anything that you told it is important. So we're saying now, the vision, the dharma, the karma, and the vision board now anchors it in terms of what is it that you wish to put on it and so on. And it starts to manifest those things. Step 4, you make a 100-day goal. What are your goals for 100 days from now? I roughly translate 3 months. And this is a rolling 100 days. That next month you're gonna roll it. Huh? So what we'll have in your 100 days, what are some defined and measurable goals that will get you closer to your vision? So whatever is the things that we talked about, no, these are the goals over the next 100 days. Based on all spiritual, mental, and empirical information, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. I mean, there are forces that we don't fully comprehend. So we're not just talking about wishful thinking, You tell the universe what you want, and you be consistent and clear. If this is not what you're doing, then we call it wishful thinking. Stop the habit of wishful thinking and start the habit of thoughtful wishes. Big difference. Thoughtful wishes. Chopra says, go ahead. If you obsess over whether you're making the right decisions or not, you're basically assuming the universe will reward you for one thing and punish you for another. The universe has no fixed agenda. Once you make any decision, it works around that decision. There's no right or wrong, only a series of possibilities that shift with each thought, feeling, and action that you experience. You know what I'm akin to anyone has a Garmin or a navigation tool in their vehicle? You program, you go into wherever, Ocherius, and it tells you where to, turn left here, turn right. So you ignore it, and you don't turn left, and you keep going. It just gently tells you, recalibrating, and it from the mistake you made, it recalibrates a new path to the same objective. That's how the universe works. You almost expect, I think I'd like to make a movie, based on a navigation tool, take it on a minds of its own, and say, hey, idiot boy, I'm going to tell you if you turn left, you know left from right. And then it's that, and then it takes over the car, just lock the door, all right, let me drive then, since you can't know left from right, but that's too kind of futuristic, right? But for now, I'm saying that's how they work. So once the universe, you have locked in, you have programmed, you have identified, you don't have to worry that, oh, did I make the right decision? Did I make the wrong decision? As long as you try to make your wisest decision, using the information that you have, you made the best decision you could. So you have to have it. You're like when you're playing domino, there's a basic rule in domino, you think long, you play around. So you can, and we are learning some things about the human capabilities now, from a number of different psychologists. Gut, instinct, intuition, that we have the capacity to cut through a whole heap of data. We call this a tsunami of data is coming at us. You don't have the capacity to consciously weigh and measure every piece of information. Sometimes, not sometimes, most times you trust your gut, you get it right. And even if you don't, the universe will work it out. Now, sometimes we have to be a little more patient. You wonder why I carry that route and carry that along. I couldn't just carry me straight. There's a reason why I couldn't carry you straight. And I accept that is part of it. Sometimes, it has to take it. You want to show you some other things and some other possibilities. It want to give you a chance to develop some other aspect of yourself that you never thought about. So you don't have to worry about, is this right? Is this wrong? Just make your best decision based on the information you have at the time. When I say best, I mean your wisest decision. I'm talking about wisdom now. So some things you can't base totally on just the empirical information you have. Sometimes you'll see the empirical data, but then you say, no, here's what I'm going to do based on the data. Principle 7. There's some tools now you work with along the way. So that if we summarize, remember you're starting with the preamble where you do some cleaning up, some editing, some deleting, even some reformatting, so as to get past last year. You make sure that you forgive, so you don't carry some of the burden on. Then now, using those two principles, Dharma, the best you possible. In my case, my Dharma part is just my physical fitness. Because you can't have a healthy mind and a sick body. So I started New Year's Day with 10 miles in Stony Hill, sir. Wireless station.
I should have been there.
10 mile wireless station, come back around. Then I went over to Gibson Road and all the way up to Hermitage and back around and so on. What a way to start the year. And then I wanted meaningful eating. Possibly, that's my Dharma, to be the best physical condition possible, to get my mind as sharp as possible. And you start looking at the issues of the karma. I want to give my customers and my clients the best experience possible in helping them solve their problems. No, I get a benefit from that, because if I'm giving the best experience possible, then you get profit in return. And then I map out the 100-day goals. Now, once you get past the 100-day goals, the next component is to make a plan, a 1-month plan. You only plan 1 month at a time. Anything longer than that is a waste of time. Business have this false reality called business plan, strategic planning. The data shows us that the most important that businessmen do is not the planning, is decision making. Sometimes the decision is to abandon the plan. The plan must be done, because it gives you a theoretical framework as to what is possible and what you could do. Make your plans just 1 month at a time, in as much detail as possible. That's all you have to do. It is said that a goal without a plan is just a wish. That's all it is. Just a wish. In preparing for battle, Dwight Eisenhower says, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. Huh? You get it? Plans are useless because when the reality of the battle kicks in, but planning, in the act of planning, you think, well, if this, then that, if that, then this and here, and all kind of things. And sometimes it is part of the throwaway ideas in the plan that become the important thing, because something now comes up. Planning as much detail as possible. George Patton says, a good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. So planning is something that takes place in the present. You go into battle with a plan, but then immediately you see a formation or you see some options that you respond. So planning as much detail because it is the planning process that show you all kinds of possibilities. But you don't need to plan for more than 1 month at a time. And remember now, this is a rolling process. So all I'm working now is on my January plan. And my January plan fits into my 100-day goal. And my 100-day goal fits into my 1-year vision. At the end of January, I adjust the scale. I now make the February plan, and it fits into the new 100-day goal, but still fit into what? The vision for the year, in terms of where you're going. Right? So you have that plan in terms of, I use a software called Insightly. It's a Google software, incredible software, in terms of you can document your opportunities, your projects, it just keeps track of everything. You make the best decision each day. That's where the rubber hits the road now. Each day you make the best decision. You get